All right, guys. So I was on the fence about doing this story because of just the nature of the tragedy, okay, and the details that are involved with this tragedy. And I hope that YouTube is okay with me talking about this. So I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna wing it regardless, right? Because this is something that needs to be talked about. There's so many different angles and details regarding this story that I just have to discuss. And today, this story is about Miss America Thayer, who unfortunately was brutally murdered by Mr. Alexis Saboirt. And this story has so many different details and things I kind of want to talk about. But before we get into that, let's roll the local news coverage of this story, and then I'll give you guys my opinion. Take a look.
New information about a gruesome homicide in Shakopee.
Wednesday afternoon, police found a woman dead in the street. Today, she was identified as 55-year-old America Thayer. 42-year-old Alexis Saboirt was taken into custody. He is being held in the Scott County Jail on suspicion of second-degree murder. Our Brett Hoffland is live in Shakopee, where we are learning new details in this case, and we do want to warn you, they are disturbing. Brett?
Jackie, we're at the corner of Spencer and 4th, not far from where this woman was found dead. At this hour, you can see a makeshift memorial is growing by the minute. A lot of people, friends, co-workers stopping by to pay their respects. Police tell me this is a couple that had been in a relationship for some time, and they're calling this a horrific crime.
And I'm like, right now, we are surrounded by police.
It was just steps from Carol Erath's home.
I thought I saw a body on the pavement, but I wasn't overly sure.
That's where Shakopee police responded near the intersection of Spencer Street and 4th Avenue on a report of a stabbing at around 2:30 Wednesday afternoon.
And the police and the fire response were they were screaming up the street, so of course we were wanting to know what went on.
When they arrived, they found 55-year-old America Thayer of Shakopee dead. 42-year-old Alexis Saboirt was arrested a short time later.
It's shocking. I just can't believe somebody could be so brutal to somebody else.
Gruesome cell phone video from the aftermath of the stabbing was shared on social media. Now, we've decided not to show it, but according to a search warrant, a body was pulled out of a vehicle with no head. Plus, officers found a knife, shirt, and bloody shoes after canvassing the area.
And to have something like this posted online for the world to see is not a good message at all to put out.
The Shakopee police chief telling me it's, quote, incredibly disappointing seeing the video of this horrific homicide shared online.
This person was somebody's daughter and somebody's mother.
Court records show Saboirt has a lengthy criminal record, including domestic violence and arson. In fact, he was scheduled to be in court on Wednesday for those arson charges at 2 p.m., a half hour before Thayer was found dead.
It's certainly on people's minds.
On Thursday afternoon, members of the Hosanna Church in Shakopee went door to door.
We just wanted to come out and be a church that responds to hard situations that happen like this in our community.
Checking on neighbors, knowing a life lost at this corner affects an entire community.
Neighbors that we've encountered who have been out have said, I hope you're out here praying for the neighborhood, or, oh, I'm so grateful you're out here praying for us.
Now, again, this is a live look from 4th and Spencer. You have people dropping by flowers, making signs, telling stories of America. I talked to some coworkers who said she was a great woman, and this is a shock to the community. There is a vigil happening nearby at Huber Park that starts at 7:30. Live in Shakopee, Brett Hoffland, 5 Eyewitness News.
All right, guys. So the victim, Miss America Thayer, she was an employee at MyPillow and Dollar Tree. I believe that's where she used to work. Now, all of her friends and family said that she was a beautiful woman, that she was bubbly, she was joyful. And it's tragic to hear things like this happening in America, right? You usually hear about stuff like this happening in third world countries. But it's actually happening in America. And the first thing I want to talk about before I talk about the guy who committed this horrific crime is the fact that somebody took out their camera and recorded this video while this tragedy was happening. Instead of calling 911 and helping and trying to do something about what was currently happening in front of their face, the first thing they thought about is trying to get some social media clout. And guys, this is just an example of how obsessed our society is with social media, right? And trying to make things go viral, that they're more concerned about capturing the video, right? Of a woman getting killed, brutally murdered, than they are about actually trying to save that woman's life and to do something about it. Now, I get it. Everybody doesn't have the cojones to interfere with certain things like that, but you can at least do something, right? This is why people generally should be armed, right? So that they can help in situations like this, okay? Because that was bad. That should not have happened. Somebody should have intervened. It was done in broad daylight. It's terrible. It just really goes to show you how mentally ill this person was. And what's even probably more terrible, right? What makes this story so much worse is the fact that this probably could have been prevented by the criminal justice system. It could have been prevented because at the time of this gruesome tragedy, this guy was out on bail for arson and property damage for allegedly trying to burn down his apartment. So this dude basically tried to burn down his own apartment. Not only that, there's a history of domestic abuse, not only in the criminal justice system that he's been charged with, but also there are reports that Miss America, you know, before this incident happened, like a month before this incident happened, actually had to run to her neighbor's house and to seek help because she thought that this guy was going to kill her. This woman has been living her life in danger, in fear of this man. And the neighbors knew about it. The criminal justice system knew about it. And nobody did anything about it. Matter of fact, there was reports that allegedly the judge ordered this man's release in March, despite the defense's claims that he was mentally ill and that he could be an active danger and threat to society and his community, right? That this man was dangerous. They released him anyways. Let him out. Let him out so you can go walk free. Guys, this is a byproduct, in my opinion, of the far left progressive criminal justice philosophy where they don't want anybody in jail, right? They're just like, oh no, you should just release people because we, you know, shouldn't have people locked up and blah, 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 blah. Soft on crime. Soft on violent people, right? This is what happens. And in my opinion, I've already talked to you guys about this before. When it comes to nonviolent people, hey, listen, I don't think that you should be locking people up in cages for nonviolent stuff, right? If they haven't proven to be violent. But if somebody has proven to be violent, right, that they are a danger and a threat to their community and their immediate family, people around them, you should handle that person with caution, right? There should be no bail. There should be no getting out, especially when you got stories like this, man trying to burn down his own apartment. Dude has actively been involved in domestic violence incidents with his significant other. Dude has been accused of being mentally ill. That should ding, 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 ding. That should tell you, okay, maybe this person, we need to just get this person into some type of facility. Maybe he shouldn't be out there in society. But no, that's not what happened. But like I was saying, you know, if you've proven to be a violent person, you should have a book thrown at you, right? If you're found guilty, you should be punished to the maximum extent of the law. And that should happen 99.999% of the time. But it seems like even in this situation, something so gruesome, the criminal justice system is still being solved because they only charged the dude with second-degree murder. Why is this man not getting first-degree murder? It should be first-degree. This seems premeditated, right? There ain't something you just wake up in the morning and do. This is something this man been thinking about doing for a while. How is it not first degree? Again, another example of the criminal justice system being solved. This is a progressive criminal justice system, guys. We have to be tougher on people who are proven to be violent. Guys, there are just some things that we cannot be soft on. We can't be soft on these people. And see, that's the problem with the progressive ideology. Y'all remember when Andrew Yang suggested that, hey, you know, in order to fix the homeless and mentally ill problem in New York City, in which you have these people on the streets, we need to increase our hospital beds and get them into the proper facilities so they can get some help. Oh, no. The progressives weren't having that. They said, no, that's inhumane. That's inhumane. You can't be putting mentally health people in psychiatric beds. You can't be forcing them into government facilities. That's what they said. But everybody with common sense, including the right, was like, no. Yang might be on to something here. We might not agree with all Yang's ideas, but he's right. We don't need mentally ill people on the streets because those people pose a threat to society. It's not about, oh, should we be humane, blah, blah. No, the humane thing to do is to protect those, right, who are just normal citizens, and also protect those who are mentally ill as well and get them to a place where they can get some help, right? The left was supposed to be about that. But that's not what they're about. They just want everybody to walk free. That's why they're soft on crime. They want to defund the police. That's why their policies are so destructive, because they don't live in the real world. There are bad people out there. Everybody is flawed. Okay, original sin. There are just some people out there that are just beyond the pale, and they just don't belong in regular society. It is what it is. That's just a fact of life. But the last thing I want to say here, and guys, I want to be very, very careful to make it clear what I'm saying here. I am not victim blaming, because I have no tolerance for domestic abusers, right? I have no tolerance for a man that would put their hands on a woman. But this is just practical advice. Women have to be very, very, very careful in terms of who they choose to be in a relationship with when it comes to a man. Because like I was saying before, right, there are just people out here that are just crazy as hell. And you have to be very, very careful in regards to being in a relationship with somebody that has some anger issues, that, it would threaten you, that would put their hands on you or anything like that. Because, again, like I said, I have no tolerance for a man that will put their hands on a woman, period. Because I do believe in gender roles, right? I do believe that men are physically more stronger than women. And because of that physical superiority, men shouldn't be putting their hands on women unless their lives are legitimately in danger, right? Obviously, there's exceptions. But men have to practice restraint, okay? And be the bigger person, right? You are generally the bigger person in a situation like that. But I do understand these things are complicated. But at the end of the day, like I said, practically speaking, women, like I said, you just got to be careful, right? You just got to be careful. And it's just sad that all the signs was there and the criminal justice system didn't do their job. And the neighbors also, to a certain extent, especially that person that was recording the incident while it happened, let down Miss America. It really is a shame and a tragedy. And this should not ever be something that's happening in America. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.